This is a presentation on middle childhood from ages 8 through 10 years old by Laverne and Eric. Sally is 9 years old. She is very excited to go to Disneyland now that she is taller and weighs more for the rides. She has previously only been on rides in Fantasyland. Her favorite was It's a Small World, but Sally is ready to achieve the big kid rides. Her mom encourages her that she is brave, strong, and capable to tackle the big rides now. Sally fears being made fun of at school because her friends have said they have already been on the Matterhorn ride. Physical development. At this age, they gain an average of 2 inches and 5 to 7 pounds a year. Their brain is about 90% of adult size. The cerebral cortex, which is for intelligence, and the frontal lobe, their problem solving decision making, are the last to develop. They are literal and frank thinking. Achievements and failures help evolve self image. Body image can come from feedback from important people such as friends and family. Discuss with them any bullying towards their image or physique. Examine fatigue and shortness of breath with activity to rule out any concerns for respiratory or cardiac issues. Examine growth, weight, BMI, sexual maturity, and modesty preserved. Discuss variation of children's growth at this age, self-care, and the importance of hygiene. Mom wants to reward Sally because Sally has been getting good grades, performing well in her piano class, and loving gymnastics practice. Sally is also in art class and in choir. Sally picks up her iPad and Google's Playground at Disneyland. Sally is excited to play at Tom Sawyer Island in Disneyland. Tom Sawyer Island has a large area for Sally to run around, jump, and climb. Gross and fine motor development. Strength and coordination now elicits participation in sports, physical activities, and musical instruments. Refined motor skills allow the child to run, climb, jump, skip, ride a bike, swim, skate, draw, use a tablet or computer. The child should be able to dress themselves, tie their shoes, button or zip up their pants, comb their hair, brush their teeth. Child should be able to use utensils for eating. If child has difficulty with motor skills, they need an individualized education plan. Guide the child and promote dexterity. Drawing, playing an instrument, or dancing are good ways to achieve this. Sally arrives to Disneyland and encourages her mom to run to their first ride, Storybook Land. Sally is so excited to ride a boat and look through all the fairy tale houses. At each fairy tale display, Sally begins to talk a mile a minute, summarizing the characters and movies to her mom. She makes little stories as she rides through about the Little Mermaid, about Aladdin, and about Pinocchio. She is talking so fast that sometimes she stutters, but this resolves once she is talking at a normal pace. Communication and development. At this stage, they should have a well-developed vocabulary. Expressive language are intelligible. Stuttering should have resolved. Brief stuttering isn't abnormal. Can arrange well-formed sentences. They understand pronouns, complex directions, jokes, storytelling, and they can summarize very well. Children can be encouraged to be multilingual for cognitive development. Communication disorders affect 9% of this age group, so assess for ADHD, hearing abnormalities. Provide or refer physical, occupational, speech therapy, developmental specialists if disorder is identified. Assess during visit if a child can follow directions, form sentences, interact socially, encourage reading, writing, and conversation. Sally realizes her mom is tired from all the running to the rides. Sally tells her mom that it would be a good idea to go on the It's a Small World ride to relax. Sally is really intrigued with all the cultures she is watching throughout the ride. She notices all the different people and cultures and asks her mom about the differences in people. Cognitive development. At this age, these children move past pre-operational thinking and into concrete operational thinking with more logic. Now they can learn about the world, different people, values, and views of others. Logic thinking begins, empathy begins. They're no longer egocentric, all about themselves. They begin to master reading, writing, math, and science. They do have increased expectations. through performance reviews and grades. Provider should document if a child requires IEP, tutoring, special education. Have conversations with more complexity. Promote household tasks. Show them about empathy, and parents should review report cards and provide support. Sally's face looks frightened and yet very excited. Her mom is worried about Sally since she just got off the Matterhorn ride for the very first time. Sally says, "Wow, Mom, can we ride that again? This ride is so cool." Sally rides the Matterhorn again. After the ride, she asks her mom for her phone so that she could group text all her friends in her group that she finally joined them and conquered the fear of riding the Matterhorn. Social development. At this age, they should have improved social skills and increased friendships. They should learn to negotiate with family. They begin to develop self and their purpose in a community. They develop attachments to others, including adults outside of the family. Children should be taught to recognize and avoid dangerous adult behavior. Children should be taught to recognize danger when using media and tablets as well. Kids will make friends by being socially responsive, understanding the group rules, using shared jargon, being assertive and empathetic. They begin to have best friends and take care about their friends' opinions of themselves. Texting, talking on the phone, social media, sleepovers are now more common. The provider should get information on friend history, observe social skills at visit. Parents should be taught to be aware of child's relationships, and the child should be encouraged to do extracurricular activities. Sally is now feeling a little anxious. She walks towards Space Mountain and notices that there are a lot of kids older than her. Sally sees a boy throw his trash on the floor. She looks at her mom and says, "How dare these kids don't care about the environment?" Sally gets in line and approaches the main entrance of Space Mountain with all the other kids. She is feeling shy, anxious, and scared of the ride. Sally's mom talks her down and tells her the ride is safe for her height. Sally agrees to ride and begins to deep breathe to regulate her feelings. Emotional development. At this stage, we should watch for anxiety as it is the most common mental health disorder of middle childhood. Ability to self-regulate, control impulse, and manage emotions increases at this age, but still, these children need help with complex emotions such as depression and envy. They have rigid views of right and wrong. Children at these ages face stress such as violence, bullying, divorce, substance abuse in the family, and lack of support. Stress decreases the child's concentration, so we need to mitigate stressful situations. The provider should ask about family, mental, and behavioral history, should assess child's affect, assess skin for abuse or self-mutilation. Parents should be encouraged to model behavior and provide a nurturing home environment.
Developmental assessment of middle childhood for nutrition, oral health, safety, sleep, and school. Sally is an exceptionally bright student. Her teacher awarded her 5 gold stickers in her journal book. Sally's mom was proud of her and as a reward, told her that she will take her to Disneyland the next day. Today, they will be taking a trip to the happiest place on earth. Sally wakes up at exactly 8 in the morning. Her mom prepares her a nutritious breakfast sandwich made up of whole grain toasted wheat bread with avocado instead of butter and chopped boiled eggs. She also prepared for her slices of bananas and strawberries to round up her meal. She also gives her a 6-ounce glass of Simply orange juice. Sally's went to the bathroom to brush her teeth with a dime-sized amount of fluoridated toothpaste before grabbing her backpack and hopping to her mom's van. Sally's mom secures her in the booster seat at the back of the vehicle. They began their journey to Disneyland. It was a sunny day at the park and Sally's mom put sunscreen on Sally and they continued the Disney store. Sally wanted the Minnie Mouse cap and so her mom purchased it for her to shield her head from the sun. In the park, Sally wanted to go onto the Dumbo ride. The ride requires that parents ride with kids who are under 48 inches. Sally's mom rides with her and secures the seatbelts before the rides begins. After the Dumbo ride, they walk around the park to view other attractions. They stop by the Starbucks to grab some snacks. Sally's mom got her the snack pack made for sliced apples, grapes, and cheese pieces. After they finished the snacks, they went on to the other rides. As lunchtime approaches, they went to the Disney diner and Sally had some grilled chicken strips with coleslaw and mashed potatoes. She also had a small mango and blueberry smoothie. As the sun sets, Sally and her mom began their trip back home. Sally was exhausted and fell asleep in the car. When they arrived, they had dinner. Sally had light dinner of sauteed broccoli and pan-seared fish. Sally said to her mom that she cannot wait to tell her friends and classmates about her experience today, especially the teacup ride. She drank a small of glass of milk and then proceeded to the bathroom to get ready for bed. She goes to the bed and was soundly asleep by 9 o'clock in the night. The next day, Sally crosses the traffic light in the front of her house to catch the school bus. She and her classmates waited for the bus to arrive. At school, she started to tell her experience to her friends about Disneyland. So for the nutrition, ensure child has 3 nutritious meals and 2 nutritious snacks daily. Establish an eating routine with at least 1 daily meal together as a family to preserve family time and share interests and experiences from day's activities. Monitor food choices and opportunities to determine best foods and beverages. Teach about the importance of eating healthy foods and drinking water. Encourage participation in meal planning, food shopping and selection, and meal preparation. Discuss making nutritious choices for quick meals, school lunches, and when eating out. Model healthy behaviors related to nutrition and other healthy self-care behaviors. And for oral, encourage the kid for proper and oral hygiene habits, including brushing and flossing. Establish a dental home and schedule biannual visits. Limit juice, soda, and candy consumption. Ensure proper hygiene for orthodontic appliances. Wear mouth guards during contact sports or other recommended protection against dental injury. So for sleep, parents need to set clear limits or expectations for healthy exercise, hours of sleep, and other health promotions. Most sleeps is 10 hours per night or 8 to 14 hours without naps. And then turn off screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. Avoid exposure to violent or scary imagery in books or media, especially before bed. Recognize non-compliance as a means of exerting independence. Discussions about decision-making and healthy choices may be needed to resolve issues. Model healthy behaviors related physical activity and sleep. Sufficient sleep is essential to recognize and metabolic health in children and contributes to academic performance and weight. Night terrors or sleepwalking may emerge. And for safety, teach the child about survival skills such as name, telephone numbers, address, use of 911, how to ask adults for help, and what to do if lost. Requires protective gear when riding bicycles, skateboards, or scooters and as appropriate in sports activities. Use booster seats or wear seatbelts as appropriate. Use sunscreen wear, hat, avoid prolonged exposure when sun is strongest. Teach to swim, supervise their activities near water. Educate about hazards both physical and social, such as pedestrian traffic on busy streets, stranger danger, and unwanted touch, what to do if they find a weapon or syringe. Monitor all digital and social media use. Use security tools to prevent instant messages from strangers. Use parental controls to limit access on all electronic devices. Provide opportunities to ask questions about sexuality, drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. Encourage family discussion about these topics. Educate that internet and technology use in an opportunity, not a right. Get rid of firearms or ensure they are unloaded and locked with ammunition in a different location, and the key is accessible only to the caregiver. Always knows your child's whereabouts after school and knows child's friend.
For school, help your child get ready for school. Use the following strategies. Create bedtime routines. Attend back to school night, parent-teacher events, and as many other school events as possible. Talk with your child and child's teacher about bullies. Talk with your child's teacher if you think your child might need extra help or tutoring. Know that your child's teacher can help with evaluations for special help if your child is not doing well in school. Show interest in your child's school activities. If you have any concerns, ask your child's teacher for help. Praise your child for doing things well at school. Set a
For
routine and make a
overview of the
quiet place for doing
preventative
homework.
health visits, we need to talk about the transitions and progress in school and extracurricular activities to the kids, peer and family relationships, coping skills and problem solving away from home, food choices, eating practices and body image, oral hygiene, physical and sedentary activities, sleep patterns and hygiene, home and community safety, internet and social media practices, sexual development, gender identity, and sexuality. A complete physical examination is included as part of health supervision. Measures and compare with norms for age, sex, and height, about blood pressure, height, weight, and BMI. Assess or observe for dental caries, gingivitis, malocclusions. Assess for sexual maturity, rating, observe hip, knee, and ankle function and gait. And for 8-year-old visit, we need to do a universal test for hearing and vision. For selective screening, we're going to do the anemia, dyslipidemia, oral health, and tuberculosis for high risk. For 9-year-old, the universal screening will be dyslipidemia. So for selective, it will be anemia, hearing, oral health, tuberculosis, and vision. For 10-year-old, it's the universal for dyslipidemia. The selective screening will be anemia, oral health, and tuberculosis. The common physical conditions in middle childhood are the allergic rhinitis, asthma, constipation or encopresis, eczema, enuresis, obesity, and scoliosis.